Have you seen in the news what RFK did?
No, I don't really watch the news, which is probably why I'm like such a happy person. But
I don't watch the news either. This was one of those I was walking because my husband does love the news, and I was walking through and I just caught a little tidbit, and then I found the original article. So I'm going to read you an excerpt from this article from the New Yorker. Okay. Um, One day in the fall of 2014, Kennedy was driving to a falconry outing in upstate New York when he passed a furry brown mound on the side of the road. He pulled over and discovered that it was the carcass of a black bear cub. Kennedy was tickled by the find. He loaded the dead bear into the rear hatch of his car and later showed it off to his friends. In a picture from that day, Kennedy is putting his fingers inside the bear's bloody mouth, a comical grimace across his face. When I asked Kennedy about the incident, he said, maybe that's where I got my brain worm. Then, I'm going to summarize for you what he did with the bear, because he went then to an event, forgot he had the bear in his car because he was going to take it home and skin it. And again, like when I read this, I kept thinking this sounds like a seventh grade boy would do exactly these things. So he stopped, he picked up the dead bear, put it in the back, and then he decides, okay, I'm going to skin it and eat the meat. And then he forgot about it. And then he was late for something. So instead of taking it, skinning it, and like getting the meat and the fur, he went to Central Park in New York City and then staged the dead bear around a bicycle, making it look as if the bear had been killed by the bicycle. And he left it there. Like it was 10 years ago, but it was like in the news that they found this dead bear in the park. They weren't sure where it came from or what was happening. And he just admitted to it because apparently the New Yorker had found out about it from somebody. And so now it's like in the news that he went through and did all of these things. Is that not the most middle school behavior thing you can imagine? Like,
is it bad that I find that really like epic? Like I think that like okay, he didn't do anything to the bear. The bear was already dead.
right.
Sure, like whatever. Like if he would have killed the bear and like all
Right.
that stuff,
It would have been
but
sad.
because he didn't, he found it,
Mhm.
and then
According
he
to
wasn't
him, he says that he just
right.
found it. Maybe he killed the bear, but we don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like if he killed the bear, I'd be like, oh come on, man. Like
Right.
if you're gonna
Don't
kill
kill
a
a baby bear.
bear, like eat it. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
right.
Like whatever you're gonna do,
Don't forget about it. Yeah.
don't forget about it. But like that kind of stuff is funny to me. Like I pulled pranks. Like that was like one of the things I used to do all the time. Everybody knew me as like I'm pulling pranks, like putting a fart machine like in the ceiling and like waiting for people to come by and like hitting the button. Like
Yeah.
that's kind of,
At what age though? At what age are we hiding fart machines, Kevin? Is Katie dealing with this now? Are you hiding fart machines in your home with your wife?
At like 31, I was doing it. 32, like
You're like, I'm way more mature than I was 3 weeks ago.
I mean, like, come on now, come on.
And it's such an insane story that like I was walking through and he was talking to Rosie O'Donnell about it for some reason. Like she was interviewing him and he was like admitting it to her. And Rosie O'Donnell's hair is blonde. It felt like I fell into like an alternate timeline for a second. And
Yeah.
because we have so many serious things happening in our country and we all care so much about what's happening. And then they're like, hold on though, let's not talk about any of these other things. This one guy who also wants to be president, he once found a dead bear and then just like kept it in his car for a while and then also set it up like it got hit by a bicycle. And then said he's got a worm in his brain. Like,
Yeah. You know, it makes him more human. I appreciate that because I feel like, senators and all those people are like untouchable, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like super out of touch
yeah,
and like all that, like they're feels like that, right? But when
right.
you have somebody like say something goofy, like, yeah, in my youth when I was younger, it's not really like in his youth, but like
Right.
still, like you're like, okay, he's a human,
Right.
like me.
He's Kevin, what I'm learning from this is you would absolutely do the same thing as him, put in that same situation.
I wouldn't do it with a carcass. I don't like that to me, but I definitely like I would prank my I like I would this is bad, but I would take an entire teacher prep,
Mhm.
fill up a bunch of balloons, and I filled up my principal's office with
Oh, this is
balloons.
something
Like,
you actively did. This is not a
there's like
hypothetical.
no. And I like hid in it. I hid in it until like the end of my prep, and she comes in, and I like jump out of this like balloon, like this like pile of balloons. And I mean, like when I filled it up, it was up. Like I could stand in the balloons. It took me so long.
Why? Was it her birthday?
No,
You
because it
just
was fun.
So wait. So just a random day, you were like, you know what I'm gonna do with my prep? I'm gonna fill all of Did you fill all the balloons in one prep? That's a lot of balloons.
Yeah, so I like recruited some of the office staff, some of the ladies that were in the office. Like they all knew me though. Like they're like, all right, it's fun.
Thank you so much for watching. Want more of those who can't do in your life? Well, you can watch the full episode right now. Just click on that little box over there. You see it? Right down there? There it is. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Okay, bye.